This is definitely going to be the biggest legacy project of my era. I mean, this project is probably one of the biggest once in a lifetime opportunities, and I'm so excited for this that it's just going to revolutionize and change so much in this world. I'm so grateful that you're coming along on this journey with us, and I really get this sense that what is unraveling in the world right now, this kind of project is absolutely extremely necessary. I mean, on so many different levels. In 2023, we've only just landed, it's a mid-January, and we've already witnessed so much change, and I can assure you that there's so much still to come. I mean, when we look at artificial intelligence and the technology revolution that's happening, economic resets with the World Economic Forum, extreme inflation, excess deaths, all around the world, the list continues to go on, and there are more and more challenges that are happening every day. However, what I believe is going to actually revolutionize and change the state of the world that we find ourselves in is not the doom and gloom situation and story. I believe that we're going to be supported in a way to have deeper human connections and build out community from the ground up. I see that we're going to invite a new way of living and having vital health and well-being, as well as a restructuring in the way that we live our simple lives. And you know, what I really start to see is that in the extreme volatility of change in the world, that we become more in tune with ourselves. And at this point, when there are so many challenges and so many different changing stories and narratives, there's ultimately two options. The first option, which many choose and I have chosen in my life before, is to run away and avoid the situation, the conflict, the circumstance, the challenge. And I definitely do that at times in myself because everything is like, whoa, this is getting too much for me and I need to escape. The other thing that most people also do is they tend to blame. They point the finger and they say that you're at fault. You know, they'll say that you are the ones that have created this mess and you're to blame. Now, the problem with both of these positions is that they are extremely disempowering. What you're doing when you say these things is that you're giving all of your power to someone or something else. That is taking your possibility to create and influence your environment down to nothing. And so this is what I've had to learn the hard way in my life, because the challenging thing is that facing all those shadow aspects of the world, we've got to really have a sense of humility and humbleness that we can create the groundswell of these huge ripples that we're anticipating from the ground up. Now, as a young, inspired, soul-infused, creative human being that I am, I get so much invigoration from these opportunities, because that's all this is. This is a new opportunity for redesigning the way that we simply live our lives and the way that we live in community when everything's in unity and harmony. And so to shift that narrative and shift that story, ultimately what's required is that as individuals we look at taking that deeper sense of responsibility, which simply is our ability to respond to what's going on in the world, and we take it with a sense of accountability, that we are acknowledging and owning our role in the greater cosmological shifts that are occurring. Now, with that in mind and with that said, not everyone is willing to be able to go to that length of extreme radical self-responsibility, because that's what it comes down to. And that's okay. However, if you choose the first two options, blaming or hiding and avoiding, then you're going to be living a life that is subject to and a victim of the external environment. As opposed to the second option, which is taking self-responsibility, and then we can suddenly step up and recognize that we are impacting our immediate environment. So we inherently have the potential to create the change that we so deeply yearn for and desire. Now, this is a really, really key part in creating the new world and the new earth, the new lifestyle, the new systems that are coming into being, whether we like it or not. How do we utilize the energy that's readily available to harness the energy of the sun to benefit everyone in the community through growing food, through harvesting rainwater and wind and different elements of fundamental energy sources, that we can have a zero footprint impact on the environment, but have a lasting legacy of impact on the next generations. That's why in 2023, Earth Heroes TV is now embarking on this exciting new project where we're going to be not just online connecting with you this way, but we'll be on the land and connecting with the plants, animals, and nature in a more in-depth way. We have continued to do this, covering permaculture design courses, covering inspiring stories of self-sufficiency, and even really looking at what it takes to be the change maker that's necessary in our unraveling world. And so we're so grateful that you guys have joined us on this journey through the online portal of Earth Heroes TV as a platform, and we've been able to share these inspiring messages with the world. We've been absolutely thrilled with the amount of support and just the amount of feedback that we've gained from you, the engaged community, in order to grow together. And this next step is like taking a leap of faith into a whole new direction. And we're excited to invite you to join us, to come along with this journey, because ultimately no one can do this alone. It takes we, us, togetherness, and able to grow. And that's the most exciting thing about this journey, is that we get to do it together. So as we really start to realize that the world's volatility of trade, travel, and conflict rises, we all have a unique opportunity. What is the opportunity, you ask? Well, in troubling times, in challenging times, most people, again, want to avoid. But let's face the fear and do it anyway. So I'm really just simply inviting you to come along on a journey with me, to be a regenerative member, be a regenerative piece of the puzzle in the community of Earth Heroes TV, where we've had thousands of people over the last couple of years who've joined us on this journey, and we're only just getting started. This is just the beginning of something huge that is taking off, because the time for change is now. And we want to activate the regeneration just also on the ground. That's why together with you, we want to reforest, replant, and level up the emerging regenerative movement that is now taking off thanks to you. So that's why we're calling this generation, our generation, the regeneration. So I want to thank you for supporting us in our growth. Thank you for staying tuned with our content. And I'm really excited to bring you some fantastic new videos of really just people just doing what they love and following their heart's core to be a part of a changing world, creating new systems, creating new lifestyles, working together, and really doing the deep inner healing that's required to radically shift the external environment by shifting the internal landscape. So I want to thank you so much. Really excited to show you what 2023 has to offer, and I look forward to seeing you soon.